What is going on, everyone on YouTube? Welcome to Marvel's Avengers PS5 walkthrough gameplay part 41. The the uh the listed, or I don't know how to pronounce the word very well, but ending. So what this is going to be about, I'm going to read this here and I'm going to explain what happened to Marvel's Avengers series and what's happened with the series. So I'm going to break down what happened. So it has been delisted, the delisted ending. So therefore, there won't be any gameplay of the game. The reason is it has been delisted from the PlayStation, Xbox, Steam store. So it says Marvel's Avengers, a live service superhero action game, was delisted from all digital storefronts, PlayStation, Xbox, and Steam on October 22nd. So this game was delisted 2023, which was like 1 year ago, October the 2nd, 2023. So the plan is that I will have a new series of a Marvel's game in 2025 due to the fact that we can't play the game anymore. And I really do apologize to all the subscribers that wanted me to keep playing this game and wanted me to bring more content out about this game. But as you guys all know, that Marvel's Avengers has been delisted from Xbox, PlayStation, Steam store. So that wasn't my fault, but the developers took it off the Steam store, Xbox, and PlayStation store. Unfortunately, the bad news is that I will have a new series coming out in 2025 that is a Marvel's something similar to the Marvel's Avengers series, or maybe a new game that you guys will see in 2025. I'm not too sure what it's going to be yet, but it might be superhero, it might not be superhero. But that is the breaking news coming out of why the Avengers series was cut short around 41 episodes, 41 episodes, part 41, whatever. So it says, although it is no longer available for a new purchase, existing owners could still play the game. So I'm gonna cut it the series short. Unfortunately, we are not bringing any other new content out for it or anything because the game itself is dead. It doesn't get any new updates or anything. They don't update the games anymore or whatever. So until you can still play the game, but I'm no longer going to be playing this game on the channel due to the fact that they have stopped updating it, no new purchases or anything. So if a game is delisted, I automatically get end the series or whatever happens. We can replace the series or bring up a new series in 2025. 2025 is right around the corner, so I will have a new game for you guys that will kind of be in the Marvel's Avengers world, or kind of Avengers world. I got to see what I'm working with to kind of see what's going on. But it says the game's online co-op features and single player campaign remain playable, but there will be no fodder updates, basic changes or bug fixes. So that's one of the reasons why we're not going to play the game anymore, because if there's any bug breaks or anything, or if the game glitches or anything, they will no longer come back and update the game. So they're going on and saying that there won't be any fodder updates, balance changes or anything. So unfortunately, they're not going to update the game anymore. Sad to say. I really was looking forward to seeing a PS5 version of this game, but they're not going to make it. Maybe there's hope for a Marvel's Avengers 2, but I think this game didn't really make that much money. That's probably why they decided to delist it. Delisting is attributed to the game's poor. So it's basically saying the game was poor. It did poor in performance and lack of ongoing support, as well as the high cost of manning the Marvel licensing fee. So there's a background. So we're gonna read into the background on why it did horrible. So the reason why I think it should have survived past 2024, I think what they could have came back and did, this is my personal opinion, they could have came back and updated the game with a PS5 update. I saved the game, giving it new features. Maybe a feature I would have liked to see would have really been a feature where they made it where you could play it on next gen consoles and 120 FPS and HDR and VRR settings and all that, this and that. I would have really loved to see the PS5 the PS5 Pro take I would have really loved them to come back and update this game to be able to handle the PS5 Pro and have all kind of cool features to it, and it would have all kind of cool features and all this and that. But unfortunately, they took it off the Xbox and PlayStation Store. You can no longer buy this game, but you can still play it and all this and that. But I'm sad to say that there won't be any further updates, balance changes, or bug fixes. So if you run into a bug, they won't fix it. It's sad to say because in this current age, Destiny 1 is still getting updated. Destiny 2 is still getting updated. Destiny 1 has been around a lot longer than Marvel's Avengers has in general. If we look up how long Marvel's Avengers been around, how long Destiny 2 has been around, it's been around longer than this game. The age of this game was only for about a couple years, I think it was, and then they went and pulled the plug. So there was 2 years. This game been out for 2 years before they pulled the plug. So right after 2020, it was out in 2021, 2022, and then the third year they decided to pull the plug. So I think what they should have did, they thought Destiny 2 was gonna go bankrupt or that whatever. But they saved it with a update or a change or a new season or some new DLCs. That's how they saved the game. The game was about to die itself, so there's a lot of things they could do to save a lot of games out here. There's a lot of games that someday will die and go on into the sunset. As you guys all know, I've been playing a lot of that Black Ops 6. I'm a big Black Ops 6 man. Big Black Ops. I like the Black Ops series in general. Been playing a lot of that, and I thought in the future, Call of Duty being a popular played game and Marvel's games, superhero games, not getting that much attention anymore. I really do think that they could have went and revived this game some way, like the way Destiny 2 revived itself, Call of Duty revived itself by an update, Minecraft, Fortnite. I could go into a lot of details about a lot of games that this game could have benefited from. It could have came back in 2024 with a surprise update, and they could have done a PS5 upgrade, PS5 Pro upgrade, to where it handles all the PS5 features, PS5 Pro features. What they could have done was gave every single fan that paid $100 or more for this game their money back. If you dislisted it, you could have gave everyone their money back, quote unquote, and they could have just said, "Here's your money back." They could have done just like that. I'm pretty sure there's mad fans saying, "I paid all that money for this game. How can we play it no more or buy anything for it?" And then it says background, Marvel's Avengers was released in 2020. That was a couple years ago, by the way. It says received basically drama. It's trying to say criticization or whatever, how we pronounce the word. But it's trying to say drama. It received drama for its super per live service model, delayed post-launch map, and lack of engaging content. So that's where they went wrong. So they couldn't please everyone with their engaging content, and then they went and delayed the post-launch map because people weren't. I'm guessing people weren't really happy with the result of the game. I'm thinking like maybe it was due to how expensive in-game purchases were, or maybe the fact that in-game currency was a lot of money, or in-game purchases was a lot of money or something, or the game didn't survive because they wanted you to keep buying certain pieces of your superhero outfits and cosmetic items, basically what I'm trying to say. I think when a game does that, it shouldn't go out of business. 2K does it, and they're not out of business yet. And that's the thing. A lot of games I've seen does it, and they're not out of business. They're not bankrupt. They didn't delist their game from the game store. Yeah. Fortnite does it because it's popular. Call of Duty does it because it's popular. Apex does it, and they have received some backlash in the past due to having to buy 2 battle passes. There was backlash on that too. So, and there was backlash to buy something that was over $100 on Apex once upon a time. There was a event to where you had to spend $200, and I thought that was pretty overkill. How they should have did all of us fans a favor and just didn't do that. I think in the future, if you want to purchase a cosmetic, or what I'm trying to say is a cosmetic, or what am I trying to say? If you're trying to purchase an item for your character and you want them to look great, the thing I think they should have did is really with microtransactions. If a game fails due to that, like just how Marvel's Avengers did, I think what they should have did was apologize to every fan that bought the game and gave their money back. Quote unquote didn't give us our money back as fans who bought it for $100 or more, and then they pulled a plug of the game to say, oh no, the game is delisted. I don't delisted or something like that, however you pronounce that word. But from what I'm seeing, there's not been nothing that Marvel's Avengers has said. I'm waiting for them to come out and say that. So the delisting marks the end of Marvel's Avengers as a live service game, leaving players without access to new content or existing events. Existing owners can still play the game. Yes, you can still play the game. But I'm not going to be playing the game anymore because, like, if there's a bug, it can't be fixed. So if there's any game-breaking bug and it can't be fixed, and you encountered it, the company won't fix it. So there's the answer right there why I'm not going to be playing the game anymore. So, and plus, the game is downgraded. It's the PS5 version, but I think what they should have went on and did was just upgrade it to the PS5 Pro. Let you be able to do so much more in the PS5 Pro version. Like, that's what I really would have loved to see, an upgrade of Marvel's Avengers in general. For the Xbox Series X and the PS5 Pro itself. I would have really loved to see something like that. I don't know about you guys, but I really love to play Marvel's Avengers. I love the story about it. I loved pretty much the characters they had in it. I loved Iron Man. I loved Captain America. I loved Hulk. I loved Black Widow. I loved all of the characters that the game had in it. I am a big superhero fan. When I say superhero fan, I love the Flash too. I love Barry Allen, the Flash, and all this, and I love Black Lightning. They're all cool characters, but why not just make a game with all of them in it? I know that there's a thing called DC Universe or whatever, but I think since DC Universe is so old, why not just go and make a new game and have people start fresh, like DC Universe 2, and just make it where it has Iron Man, Captain America, all in it. But from that success, like DC Universe is still around and is not dead yet. Somehow Marvel's Avengers dies due to them taking it off the store and Xbox and Steam store. Let me explain something to y'all right now. DC Universe is still around and people don't play a lot of that no more. And somehow that's still around. Like looking at when they pulled the plug to Marvel's Avengers, I think what they could have done is took an approach like DC Universe by coming back, maybe gave it a year and came back and added features that could have been compatible with the PS5 Pro and the Xbox Series X. That's what I think they could have done. For them to go and pull the plug, I think what they could have done is took the success of Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy. They could have took the Marvel's Avengers game, and when you started up Guardians of the Galaxy game, you could have got the option to play Marvel's Avengers, or you could have got the option to play Guardians of the Galaxy. the new one, by the way, or any of the Marvel's games that were made. I think what they could have done is they could have benefited themselves and sold the game to a different company. And this game would have never died like that. The game only lasted for about 2020 to 2023. That's only about 3 years. When there's other games like Destiny 2 that's still around. They're still finding a way to make content, even though the game is old. There's something called Elder Scrolls Online that's still around. Roblox is still around, and that game is really old. Poptropolis would have been, if they didn't kill that off, that game would have found a way to survive. As well as Club Penguin, if y'all remember Club Penguin. If they would have found a way to revive all them games, 2024 would have been a lot different. Trust me. It's just that if Call of Duty survived for years, I think this game we could have really seen this game last for 5 years or 10 years like Destiny 2. Receiving updated content and receiving lots of bug fixes and changes. And then they could have announced later Marvel's Avengers 2 is coming. And then that would have made fans happy. And then what they could have did is they could have made like a Flash event happen. Where Barry Allen shows up and Marvel's Avengers as the Bad Flash. Or had a flashpoint to where these superheroes is like in a parallel universe or some crazy shit like that. And then came out and called it the Flashpoint DLC. You know what I'm saying? They could have came out with something like that. But unfortunately, they didn't understand how to revive their own game. There could have been a lot of things they could have done. They could have made the cosmetics as cheap as like $3 or $5. Like the cosmetics should have never been over any price like $20 or higher. I think that's what could have saved the game. If they would have left it going for 5 more years and then announced Marvel's Avengers 2, where the first event could have been of the new game, it could have been Flashpoint. Flash could have showed up in the DC universe and he could have did some sort of time crisis. And then they could have done it where the time crisis would have been in the old timeline of the Marvel's Avengers timeline from the old game. And then what they could have did was the objective could have been to go back and fix what happened in the time crisis. What happened to Hulk? What happened to Iron Man? Whatever happened to what's the name? And also, you could have had Spider-Man show up from a different universe. You could have had a lot of things happen. A lot of these new Marvel's Avengers games, you could have had a lot of characters from the new games show up and in the time crisis, such as Superman. There could have been plans to maybe add him if they were looking for that. You could have had DC heroes versus different heroes from different comic books. You know what I'm saying? If they didn't own the rights to Superman or Batman or Flash or whatever, they could have did some sort of time crisis event to save this game. And the objective would have been to go and save these superheroes one by one. And they could have did like a crazy timeline. A crazy timeline with it. You could have been going to the year 3000 and get back Hulk. And they could have did something cool like that. But I'm not the developers. I could have personally told them, like, the idea would have been to save your game. You could have had a lot of cool updates. Like how Call of Duty's still around. They think of things. For you guys to go bankrupt in a 3-year period is kind of odd. Don't you think? But let me know in the comments what you think of the Marvel's Avengers game being pulled off the store roughly about probably like 4 years ago by now. It's 3 years now because it's past that day now. So I just do think that there's no hope for the Marvel's Avengers series anymore. But I do think that in the future, if they really want to, if their other games had success, why not just announce Marvel's Avengers 2 or have some sort of event in the newer games where you could obtain a Marvel's Avengers, like some sort of quest to remember the Marvel's Avengers game, like some sort of legacy quest, maybe added to one of the newer games. Since you guys pulled the plug and the fans paid all that money for their copy of this game, like they could have done something like that. But of course, I know they don't care, and I understand that. But they could have done something generous for the fans, like put a legacy quest inside of one of them new games. Like, what's the newest Marvel games that are out? Let me see here on my phone. Let me look. So Marvel's games all the Marvel's games they could have went and done this with. They could have done it with Spider-Man. They could have done it with the Midnight Suns. They could have done it with Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy. They could have done so much stuff. Marvel's of the Galaxy, Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy is still around, and that came out in 21. And that game is still holding on. Spider-Man 2 is still holding on, and that came out in 23. And I'm seeing that they canceled DLC for that too, which made me think, like, really? What's wrong with your company? Spider-Man's successful only because people love Spider-Man. They love the storyline of Spider-Man. Like, y'all could have came up with something like that to save Marvel's Avengers. Like, you could have came up with some sort of event. You could have came up with some sort of cut content event. Like, Spider-Man could have showed up. And you could have had a crossover between Spider-Man and his universe and the Marvel's and the Avengers universe. Or something like that. But I'm gonna go ahead and end this video because I'm already pushing almost a 30-minute video. But let me know in the comments what you guys think of this. Because that's really sad that this is the only superhero game that's dead. When Spider-Man's not dead. When supposedly they're working on Marvel's Blade. And I just hope the Marvel's Blade game lasts a lot longer than Marvel's Avengers. I have a lot of hope for games that are announced, such as Marvel's Wolverine. I just hope that game doesn't die when that first releases, because I really do think that Marvel's Wolverine will surpass this game itself. Like, with some cool updates, some cool quest lines, some cool stuff. And we still have no date to when that game is actually going to come out. Because I'm highly surprised that we still have no release date for the new Blade game for Xbox, the new Wolverine game for PS5, which it could be compatible with the PS5 Pro now, which that is out too. So honestly, what I think for the future of superhero games is I really do think that the future superhero games will carry Marvel's Avengers to its grave, basically. Basically, what I'm saying is Marvel's Wolverine, when that comes out, will take this game by storm. If they're developing Spider-Man 4, the Spider-Man 4 game, when that comes out, that's going to take over the superhero universe again. Spider-Man is going to be back on top, which is a fan favorite. And don't get me wrong, I feel that Spider-Man will be around for years, and maybe years after I'm done with my gaming career. I'm not trying to speculate my retirement early, but that will happen someday, chat. That will happen, guys. And don't get me wrong, when it does, I'm still going to play games even though I'm not recording or streaming anymore. Or I might keep streaming as long as I can and as long as I want to. So you might see me in my 30s playing games. You might see me in my 40s playing games. You might see me when I'm long out of my prime playing games. And that's what I want to do. If I don't hang the boots up, y'all gonna see me here on YouTube for a long time. Whatever platform there is in 5 or 10 years from now, I want to be somewhere. So remember to subscribe to the channel because we're on the road to 2,620K subscribers. And the start of 2025, we're on the road to 2,700 subscribers. We're gonna start that road in January 2025. So some of the plans I got for 2025 is that this channel is going to get better and better and better. All those series will be leaving. Everything's going to be getting epic and awesomer and bigger and bigger and bigger. And that's the promise I will make to you guys that I'm gonna continue to work off camera and on camera. Just know that. And I'll see you guys in the next video, whenever that is. But rest in peace, Marvel's Avengers. I really loved playing this game. But I just wish it survived. I really wish it would have survived. But seeing it going for 3 years, it kind of felt strong in the first place. But I really didn't see it surpassing 4 years. I didn't see it lasting that long because of how they were not updating it as fast anymore. That's what I saw out of it. But I'm not mad because there's going to be better superhero games coming out in the future. 2025 to maybe 2026 to maybe 2030 or 2027. We will see. And if I don't play any multiplayer games anymore, y'all know where I'm gonna be. Y'all know what I'm gonna be playing. I'm gonna be playing that new Marvel's Wolverine game, and new Spider-Man game when it gets announced. So honestly, I'm happy for the future of gaming, superhero games, and I'm happy for the future of gaming itself. Because if it's just only on PC, I'm not gonna be mad because I'm starting to get used to wanting to play PC games a lot often now. Because I think it's real easy to boot up a computer and be like, I want to play this game, I want to play that game. But if the future of gaming is just on computer, if that's the future of gaming, well, I'll be a part of that future as well. So whatever happens to console gaming and I have to move the computer, I will be on computer for forever. Baba. So I'll see y'all in the next video. And thank you for watching. And I'll see you in the next video. And if you guys are wondering what's going on, this is the end of Marvel's Avengers series. It's a sad ending, and there's my explanation of where Marvel's Avengers been. But you can still play it, but I'm not gonna play it anymore because like they're not gonna get any bug fixes anymore. They're not gonna get any changes anymore or updates anymore. So that's why we're pulling the plug on the series. And yeah, guys. And for that one person that's disliking, I'm just gonna say you will meet your karma sooner or later if you're putting that shit out like that. And I don't care how it is, but you're gonna meet your karma. You're gonna meet your karma. And that's all I'm saying. Come to my channel with that bad energy. Keep that as far away from my channel as possible. So I ain't done nothing to nobody. I've been friendly to everybody, been nice to everybody. Keep that shit away from this channel. Because I ain't done nothing to you. I've been trying to be nice as I can to every single person out there. Some people thank me for our work. I work my ass off for everybody. And I appreciate it. I appreciate the ones that appreciate my hard work and my dedication. To the ones that don't appreciate it, you can forget it. Because you're not going to be a part of the future. If you continue to start drama and create bad environments, you won't be a part of the future of this channel if you create bad environments. I promise you that. Because I'm going to make sure of it. And respect. Respect me or don't respect me. God is watching. He know I didn't do nothing wrong. So all I gotta say, I'm out. And do me one more favor. Check out my description if you guys want to. Check out the links. Check out the playlist of the Marvel series from part 1 to part 41. Part 41 will be out soon in a little bit, hopefully. If I could get it out on November the 20th, 2024, if I can, it will be out tomorrow for you guys on the 21st of November. So, and I appreciate it.